You can have a seat up there. It's kind of a smaller room, so I apologize. Kind of a little cramped.
It's okay if I turn on my computer? It takes a while to work out.
Oh, yeah, not a problem.
Okay, thanks.
Sometimes you don't get the best signal in here if you're looking for wireless or anything, but okay.
No.
Let's see, let me put it back here.
Let's take a minute. Okay.
So I'm Valerie O'Brien. I'm a lieutenant back in our detective bureau. Obviously, it's been told to you that I was going to contact you.
Someone was. I didn't know who or what, but I thank goodness because I couldn't imagine that I was waiting. You know, it's like
right.
Somebody call.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I've asked you to come in here voluntarily
Right.
because this is under investigation.
Right.
So obviously, I need to find out from you,
Right.
from your perception, your side of things, what
Right,
happened.
right, exactly.
I've got to record it in here
Oh,
just
that's
because
fine.
that's what we do for interviews.
Right.
So just so you know, it is recorded.
Right.
But we do that for most people that we bring in here.
Right.
At any time you feel you want to get the heck out of here, you can get out, walk out. My feelings won't be hurt. Okay. So basically what I'd like to start is what you already know. So why don't we start with that, because it sounds like there's been some conversations that have already taken place. So I'd like to know what you know.
What I was told was that, the patient was concerned that I was inappropriately touching her and didn't understand why. You know, he was touching me in my private areas, and she didn't understand why. And those are two things that confuse me because I do this on a regular basis. This is a treatment that I lecture on. I lecture on not only here at Michigan State to the fellows and residents and medical students, but to national organizations, international. I was the keynote guest speaker in Australia to the Australian Olympic Sports Medicine for this very technique. They gave me 2 hours to lecture on it. That's why I wanted to show you the videos, because there's no question I was touching her in private areas. That's what I do. I mean, but
right.
This is what I do. Okay, I'm not saying that yes, I'm there, and yes, it's medical. It's not, I don't know how else to say it, but I'm totally taken by surprise, but at the same time, feel like crap that someone would feel that I was doing something inappropriate to them. Because this is how I make my living. This is what I do. I've helped scores of people by doing these personal issues.
Which is good to hear. It's good to hear that you feel bad that she feels that way.
Yeah, because I feel like this little deviant, I mean, and that's not right, and that's not, okay, I mean, that's reality, okay, that's who I am, okay, that's why I'm like, of all the freaking people, I'm the only guy even allowed in with the national team, okay, it's all our females, okay, but because of who I am, it's the trust. If I did something wrong, do you know how quickly that would spread like wildfire across? I mean,
right.
This is my 27th year with the team, you know what I mean, or whatever, since 1986. I've been with the national team, and I'm telling you, those kids, it would go boom, chuck, boom, chuck, boom, chuck, chuck. You know what I mean? Like, what made me out of sync? What made me not be able to recognize that I was making a patient uncomfortable? Okay.
So generally, do they verbalize that, or a combination thereof?
There has been a few times where that has been brought up, okay, and each and every time there was sexual abuse.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying is when they're uncomfortable like that, there's been 3 cases, and all 3 of them were sexually abused. Okay, so that's why I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's why I'm like, okay, is there something more? What am I missing? Because that's what I'm thinking all the time. Okay, if someone's tensing up or having an issue with this, my first inclination is, were they ever sexually abused? Okay, so that's what I've had conversations with people about, you know what I mean? And now I'm the one on the other, that's what I'm saying, is I'm the one on the other side of the table now, It's
right.
like, so I'm like, how did I, if for God help me, she's never been, sexually abused, but say if she was, that's my job. Why would I miss that? Because then it's my job to bring help to that. You see what I'm saying? So where am I losing it that if she, God forbid, had been, that I would have missed that cue? Because then it's like, okay, boom, chaka, boom, whole another period of like it's time to have some psychiatric intervention.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, 3 times. Okay? And so that's, though there's been other than that, and each one of them were in the past sexually abused. And so, but I'm the one who brings it up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You know, she's way uncomfortable for what I'm doing. You know, without them even having to verbalize. Okay, because
obviously you can feel a change in their
well,
body.
yeah, okay, it's like that's not right. There's something wrong here. You know what I mean? And so then I talk to each time it was with a minor. You know, then I talk to the parent and I'm saying, you know, what's going on here? You know, and then I find out what's going on.
Right. So, I mean, that's why you're here.
Right.
You're here because it's under investigation, okay?
Right.
We want to talk to you. We want to find out what you have to say about it.
Right.
And like I said, I mean, I'm just going to go through this. I'm pretty sure I've covered everything with you that I want to cover. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything that she said because, you know, I'm not going to hide anything from you. I'm not going to keep any secrets.
And it's
right, obviously it's your whole profession. It's about who you are.
It's not even the profession. It's who, me. You know what I mean? Like, there's such an important trust, and to feel that I violated that with someone, that the sexual stuff, you know, it's the trust. That's the hard part for me. Okay, because that's the whole thing. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
To break someone's trust, that irritates me. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
What I always tell people is you can't get that bad. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you know, it's done, and that's me. I don't know. You honor that. You respect that. That is the vital thing. Okay, and somehow or other that hurts. That hurts. You know, I don't know. Okay, but sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm sure if I put myself in your shoes, I mean, it's weighing pretty heavy on you all the way around for a multitude of reasons.
Right.
So there's a couple things that I want to do here. Obviously, I want to get the videos because it does illustrate what she and you are both saying happened, right?
Okay.
There are only a few minor places where you guys kind of split the road there. Everything you're telling me is everything she told me. So it's not like she's telling me anything else, okay? So what you're saying that you would have done is what she's saying you did.
Okay.
Again, what we're looking at is maybe perceptions, misperceptions, that she felt that she didn't know what was coming or what was going to be done for explanation purposes. And again, this is what, you know, she's saying.
Right, I totally understand.
But what she's saying happened is exactly what you're saying happened.
Yeah, because I talk to my patients all the time. That's why you can see the videos. I have a whole website of education. You know, I mean, it's Gymnastics Doctor Facebook, Gymnastics Doctor YouTube, GymnasticsDoctor.com. It's all about education. My company's Gymnastics Doctor, the Sports Medicine Professor. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm known for. You know what I mean? As a physician, I've been the National Contributor of the Year for the sport of gymnastics 5 times. Not even a coach has been Contributor of the Year 5 times.
Right. I didn't know who you were until I started looking you up, obviously, to see who you were and what you're about.
But when you have that, do you understand the trust that people have to have on you to that's what hurts, because that's sacred to me. You know, that's sacred.
And so with you saying that, so I think that's part of why she is so upset, right? Because she puts that trust in your hands, right?
And that's I'm like, how did that trust get? That's what hurts, is how did I violate that trust? You know, I mean, and that's, what did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? Why did I breach it? Because, you know, was I trying to get into her space, like talking to her about her social life, her family life? Because I do that a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say that's, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant, because obviously she was a little concerned about the like on the Instagram picture. So I don't want to say it's irrelevant.
So she did say that. So that's weird, because you know, that was, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, they're all, you can, I don't know if you can pull my Instagram records. I have like 1,000 pictures. I just go through and, you know, like, you know, so, you know, because that's what I see with Instagram and Facebook and stuff, is there's a lot of injury stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what, okay, who's wearing the boot, anyways, it's a total different process for me, okay? So, it's not, it wasn't even her, you know, I mean, I wouldn't even know if she was in the picture, you know, to me, like an Instagram picture, that's what I keep going to, like, why would that set her off?
Yeah, so I would say the reason, I don't want to say completely set her off, and I don't want to say it's irrelevant, because it is relevant.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why she was concerned about it is coming off of what she felt happened.
Yeah, but that, okay.
The doctor, he didn't use the word crotch, but that's what she's saying.
Right.
So she said that that is, a standard procedure you guys follow, that you've trained the office how to do that, you've trained other people how to do that. So what her concern was is that she did not know that your hand was going to go inside her underwear.
Right, to move the underwear out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Right, which I saw in those videos very clearly.
Right. So that's why I'm like, okay, that's where, if I didn't prep her properly, that's where I'm like, okay, then why would, I can't, all I know is that I'm talking to her through it, and if I did it, because I can't say whether I did or not, because I can't remember. I mean, it's just reality. It's like I would have explained stuff to her, okay? And so if I didn't, it was a screw up on my part for not, and I don't know why I didn't, okay, if I didn't, okay? But that's because that's SOP. It's like, just do it. You talk to the patient, you tell them what you're doing, you do it. You know what I mean? If I didn't say it, if she was, did she miss it? I don't know. Did she not understand what I was saying? Like, this is what I'm going to do, and it didn't compute to her? That's possible too. In other words, like, did I say, okay, I'm going to do this, and it didn't register to her what I was going to do? I don't know. Okay, or did I try and explain stuff the time prior? If this was a second visit, because a lot of times I'll explain stuff the first visit and then just assume, okay, I explained it the first time type of deal, okay? But the kinetic chain, I always talk about a kinetic chain, that's like I'll show it on the videos, from your ponytail to your heel, whatever. But the process of doing what I'm doing is second nature. So did I, for whatever reason, do it with thinking that I did say, that I could say, yeah, okay, that's a possibility.
Okay.
That I thought I had said it and didn't, okay, because when something's routine, it becomes routine, okay. And so did I fuck up and not say it, okay? Well, obviously, in her opinion, yeah, okay. Or did I say it and she didn't hear it, okay? In other words, what I was saying, A, B, C, she heard D, E, D, E, F, okay? Because it's interpretation, you know what I mean? So what I thought was being said was not what she was hearing.
Yeah.
Okay? That's legit too, you know what I mean? But if it doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter. What matters is how she felt, you know what I mean? So so maybe legally it makes a difference, I don't know, but the bottom line is she felt violated, and that's my issue that I got to figure out why, because I explain things, I'm constantly in communication with my patients, and it obviously wasn't in a way that it affected her, okay? It obviously wasn't in a way that she understood, okay?
Right.
So however it was that I explained to her, it didn't compute to her, okay? And that's an issue. That's why I'm saying that everything has to change, because I need more safeguards. If it has to become too routine for me that I can start making mistakes by being too routine. That's an issue. That's where I got to, okay, what else can I do then? It's like throw some cold water on me. Wake up, Larry. You know what I mean? You got too routine. I got too comfortable with it. You know what I mean, or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's a huge wake-up call. You know what I mean? It's like I'm doing the same stuff. You know what I mean? And that's why it's like, I'm sorry.
No, like I said, the more you talk, the better. So you don't have to apologize.
But I'm just trying to explain, I guess, I'm sure there's nothing. My hand placements are my hand placements are my hand placements are my hand placements. Whether she was 10 years old or whether she was 84 years old. I mean, I've got a singer, a jazz singer. But anyways, and it doesn't. It's the same. You know what I mean? It's the same. And you're in their private areas. That's why it's got to be trust. And that's the sacred thing to me, is the trust. And that's what I can't get over. That hurts. And that's what I can't get over. Okay? Is that how did I violate someone's trust? And that I'm sorry, but that's, I don't want to go there again. Okay.
So, you know, where we're at now is that if you can send me those videos.
Right, I got the Dropbox.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a card just in case?
I do, yeah.
I'd appreciate that.
And this has my office number that I called you from.
Okay.
And then it also has my email on there.
Okay.
And if you could send those to me, that would be great.
Oh, yeah, I'll send that tonight. Get some popcorn.
What, you know, from what you're showing me and explaining is what she is telling me happened.
Okay.
You know, the difficult part of weeding through this, obviously, is right now it's titled as a sexual assault report.
Yeah, that hurts, but that, yeah.
Because that's what she's reporting, right? So right now, obviously, technically, you're the suspect
Right.
in that sexual assault report. It's
Right.
under investigation, though.
Okay.
So we want to find out what did happen.
Right.
That's the whole purpose
Right.
of a
Right.
police investigation. You know, it's
Right.
not to jump to conclusions,
Right.
it's not to take sides, it's to
Right.
find out what
Right.
specifically happened.
Right.
So in seeing what you showed me here today and what you're going to send me, the
Right.
one option that may be available to us, and I
Sure,
need
sure.
to talk to her first, is a polygraph examination.
Sure.
And a lot of people have a misnomer that they think that's a lie detector test, and it's not. It shows both. It shows whether you're being honest, and it shows or whether you're being dishonest.
Okay.
It appears to me that you're telling me the truth sitting across me, unless you know you're a great bullshitter, and you know you pulled the curtains over my eyes this whole time. But in combination with what I'm seeing here today,
Right.
you know, I feel like you're telling me the truth. I mean, you're coming in here voluntarily. You're wanting to clear your name, and that's what a polygraph can be used for. Also, is to clear your name.
Whatever is needed.
So it's not the TV show calls it a. I hate TV shows. You probably.
I am, whatever you need done, just let me know. Okay, you
Well, I appreciate you coming in here. I didn't expect you to be like, I'm coming right now, so I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's extremely helpful.
Yeah, no, it's the sooner, this has been in a way therapeutic for me too, okay? It's like I got a chance to purge, you know what I mean? So, thank you, you know, for that. It was nice to be able to purge, to let it out, okay? So that helps. Okay, so I do appreciate
Yeah, no, and I appreciate, like I said, I know a couple of times you're like, hey, I'm talking too much. We want you to talk a lot, okay? Because the more information we have, the more we have to work with.
Okay.
And so that's helpful. And again, so as you move forward, no details too small. So if you do think of anything.
Yeah, that's going to be that's when every time you say that, I start going back in my head. Okay, stop saying that.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'm replaying.
But that's the way to help yourself.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
that is the way to help yourself, is to remember any detail. And again, I know you see a lot of patients, and I know we're a few weeks out from.
Yeah, but what I don't want to do is convince myself of some. I don't want to convince myself.
Right,
that,
and I wouldn't want you to do that either.
You know, like, oh yeah, well I remember.
No, by no
you know,
means,
like, you
right.
know what I mean?
I wouldn't want you to do that either.
You know, I don't want to start, distorting the memory in a sense. You know what I mean? So that what is she looking for? What are her detail? What am I
Yeah,
missing?
no, I would not want you to do that
at
at all. And if you don't remember, hey, you don't remember.
Right. I don't want it to be used against me because I can't remember. You know, but at the same time, I'm like, I know I talk to my patients. I know I explain things. It's irrelevant what I know. It's her perception of what she heard. Now, if I said, even if I remembered saying specifically X, Y, Z, if she heard A, B, C, then does it really matter that I said X, Y, Z?
Right,
You
which
see
is
what I'm
true.
saying? Okay, that's why I'm like.
That's true in our profession too.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, she didn't get it. She didn't get it. Okay, and that's the issue. She didn't get it. Okay, and for whatever reason, whether I was distracted, you know, I mean, it could have just as been as easy as that. I could have been distracted and thought I had explained things. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Which is a perfectly plausible explanation.
That's it. I mean, like, so I don't want to hallucinate and start.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want you to do
trying
that
to
either.
reconstruct the thing. You know what I mean? So, but if something does come to me, you know, I'll tell you, of course. Okay. But I'm trying hard. Okay. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming in here, especially when I called you up and you came right in, so that's greatly appreciated. And you obviously got a couple different processes you're dealing with. I mean, your employment process, this process, university's process, so it's a lot to have to deal with.
Yeah, so thank you, though, for your time. Thank you for being you. You were good. And just it was comfortable to talk to you. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Okay.
Thanks.
So.